Hi, I'm sorry I'm running late. It's only 81 degrees in Iowa, according to Olivia. Olivia, here in New Jersey, we're at 100% humidity because it keeps pouring rain, but it is only about 82 or 83, I think, last time I looked. We had quite the week. We had a horrible, horrible heat wave to the point where we really had issues, like the kids sitting on the bus waiting for us to leave. We have air conditioning on the bus, but I can't run it. We have a no idle law in New Jersey. And the air conditioning is just a fan if the bus isn't on. It doesn't really create any cool air. So both Friday and Thursday, the humidity was 100% and it was 99 degrees. I really think 100 degrees. So 100 degrees with 100% humidity. On it was Wednesday, it was 96 degrees with 100% humidity. So we had like this 3-day heat wave, and it was bad. It was really, it was almost debilitating for me personally. I'm sure I'm not the only one too. Because I would get home from work, I was so overheated, I would immediately take a shower to try and cool down and just really to get the sweat off me. And I would be really tired, like exhausted, because I think I just sweat all of my energy straight out of my body. I drank a lot of iced coffee. I tell you what, I drank a lot of iced coffee. But because I was forced indoors, I also got a lot done. I got all of the simplicity from the haul. I guess that haul's like about 3 weeks now, from the big haul that I did when I found all the patterns at Goodwill. I also, if you saw my video, went back to Goodwill Tuesday and picked up, well, it was Monday, but I posted it Tuesday, Labor Day, and I found some more patterns. So I also worked on those patterns this week. So there's a little bit of Butterick and McCall mixed in here. It's mostly simplicity. This coming week, I've already decided I'm going to be working on Halloween patterns because I've had this real uptick in Halloween patterns being sold. In fact, my sister actually gave me a couple that she picked up. She was at an estate sale and she picked them up. So she gave them to me. So I got free patterns, I'll show those to you. I'll show you the patterns that I already had. I need to go through them, see which pieces are cut, which of them are, sellable, whatever, from the haul that I did with my friend Amy, who I think I called Lisa in that video because I was thinking about my friend Lisa, who's a vintage clothing seller. And I don't know how, but I got their names mixed up. My brain was really fried this week. I have to be honest. What else? This week, I also did a Joann's order. Now, interestingly enough, Joann sent me, I got one of the foldable thread holders because that thread holder I got from Temu doesn't really work. So I'm looking at it because I filled it up, but the bottom rung had broken off and one of the legs was missing. I did find the screw in the box. I was able to repair the leg, but I'm missing a whole bottom rung of this. But of course, while I was doing that, I also bought fabric and they haven't sent me all the fabric yet. So I'm not going to show you guys the fabric this week. I'm going to show it to you next week with the Halloween. But I do want to talk about something else that I bought this week. I actually bought this last Monday and decided to wait to this week to show it to you guys. So it's right over here. Now, you will understand. Let me turn around. I bought this Facebook Marketplace. You see, not cracked, for $10. Was full of stuff. Had some couple cute buttons, which, I'm sorry, I already put the buttons away. But they were in the video because I put them in the video because I had taken them out. So I just kind of threw them in the video. And then some of them actually came out of that container that I had in the video. So we were all over the place, but it was mostly thread. So it's an excellent shape. It is, the Harvest Gold. And the reason I bought this, because I don't need another one, was because I have the matching Harvest Gold thread holder. And they don't match exactly, huh? It's funny. They look better. Oh, on film, they don't match as close, but they are close enough. So I got them because I thought, what a great thing to be able to sell the set. I had the other set in the avocado green. Now I have the harvest gold. I feel so complete. So yeah, I did get that last week. It was loaded with thread. This is the thing. I have so much thread. So I'm going to end up having to get another one of these for the 120 spools, because not only did I lose out on like 10 spools or whatever because the bottom was broken, I am going to contact Joann's and see if I can, I don't know, get a replacement. I don't know. I got to contact them. But anyway, I do have a bunch of spools here and it's looking pretty good. I got to fill it out a little bit more. I still have some space, but it just cracks me up that I keep getting thread. So in other news, there is a pattern that I'm keeping from this week's haul, and it's this one because it is just too fabulous for words. It's the pattern for the scarf. It's the pattern for a smaller, like more of a, almost like a pocket square. And then also the shirt and the skirt. And there's the line drawings for it. It's just such a perfect kind of shirt dress, but it's two-piece. I love a two-piece dress. I love a shirtwaist dress. So I couldn't say no. So I'm keeping that one. All right. So I guess I will start with, let's start with, because I don't have a lot of them. Let's start with the McCall's. There were a couple See and Sews in here. We'll start with these, or not See and Sews, Stitch and Saves. So there was this one, cute, 1990s suit type thing. I feel like I have this pattern over and over again in different numbers, but it's just like they're pull-on elastic waist shorts, unisex. I loved this. I wish this was my size. It's a sheath dress, but wow, look at that collar. What a great dress. And totally, it's funny, like this pattern's from 92 or something, but this is in style again. I'm noticing that things are coming back into style, which always means that you're very old when clothes you wore when you were young are now back in style, right? Yeah. Some Laura Ashley. So all of these are from the most recent haul that I did. And I decided just to do the couple. There were only a couple of McCalls in there. I think it's, this stack basically. So I decided to do them instead of putting them with the other McCalls. But they'll be next. I just, I have to make room in the McCall's patterns before I start adding new McCall's patterns. Got this, nonstop. Is this a stretch knit one? No, it's not actually. Okay. And these, some Palmer and Plesh. Wait, are these Palmer and Plesh? Yes, they are. There it is. It's up there. It's just very small. And no line drawings because the McCalls with the line drawings. Another Palmer and Plesh. And no line drawing. Really classic jacket. Very, very classic jacket. These are actually, all of these patterns are up online. I lucked out this week because it was so hot. It was also sunny. This one actually has a line drawing, which means I was able to photograph all these patterns in, nice natural light, which is the way I like to do it. And I got them all done. So this coming week's going to be interesting. I don't know what kind of pace I'm going to be able to really get through. Okay, so this was in there. Look at that. Butterick wedding dress or I don't know what else you would call it. It's not a wedding dress. It's a prom dress. But really, really gorgeous. And then some JG hook. Yeah, and those are culottes. I need to look up. I feel like some things are culottes, other things are gauchos, and for some reason I think gauchos are tighter. But then, if they're really tight, then they're knickers, right? They're those, remember knickers, the pants that only came to like your knees. Sometimes they had a button. So I don't know. I'll have to look it up at some point. There was a pattern, by the way, in here, and I believe it was a simplicity. And funny story, it was a Jessica McClintock pattern, but it was one from the 90s. Oh, look at this coat. Remember, I forgot remember how big the coats were? Oh, they were just huge, right? Oh, I mean, really. There was a Jessica McClintock dress, but it was from the 90s. So it wasn't the classic Jessica McClintock. It wasn't what we would call cottagecore. It wasn't what I call that like prairie style, with all the ruffles and the lace and all of that. Is much more like streamlined. And I just realized that's an Ellen Tracy. Ellen Tracy, big designer from the 90s. And another Essence pattern. I have quite a few of these Essence patterns now. Little damage where I had to take the price tag off because Goodwill puts them right on the pattern. And then there's this little jumpsuit. Anyway, so I'm looking at this dress and I'm thinking, oh, well, that's too bad. This isn't going to sell as fast because, it's not a classic Jessica McClintock style. Well, let me just say that I mailed it out yesterday, and I'm sorry you guys won't be able to see it because it sold that fast. And I was like, oh, well, there you go. What do I know, right? I feel like you guys are very far away today. Oh, and I forgot to turn on my little sign. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Today's a tough day because it was seriously just pouring like 2 minutes ago. Now the sun's coming out, but it will do this and then it'll pour again. There was actually a rainbow earlier this morning because it kept raining and getting sunny and raining and getting sunny. All right, so nonstop pattern. I'm sorry, Jiffy wardrobe pattern. I did fiddle around. I have the overhead light on. I did fiddle around with the ring light, but it didn't look as the overhead light looked better. So yeah, how cute is this, right? Now, I don't remember this. I don't know if you guys do. Surf Club? Don't remember Surf Club, but there's a Surf Club pattern. And it is super cute. I mean, it's just summer separates, but it's super cute. And more Jiffy. Lots of Jiffy. More beach attire. Kind of late for me to be putting up beach patterns, but hey, resort wear, right? And then this is the one I put in the community tab that I put in the update because I think the day I posted this was one of the days where it was like 99 degrees and 100% humidity, and we were all just dying. Like I hate to say it, but I think with the way the climate is warming up, they're going to have to stop thinking, especially in my area, about snow days and thinking more about extreme heat days because we have them a lot. Now, granted, the school bus, which way is this? The school buses do have AC, but as I was explaining earlier, if the bus is not actually physically running, if the engine's not on, it doesn't produce any cool. It just is really just a giant, very loud fan. And, it's tough when you have little kids and the little kids are like, when are we going to leave? I'm so hot. I want to go home. And I feel so bad for them. But so that was the kind of week we had. So when I posted on the community tab, when I posted the picture of the bathing suits, I was like, yeah, it's summer's over, but it doesn't feel like it because it's after Labor Day. And yet it was so hot. And other than that, it was kind of nice to ease into school, to only have 4 days. I am exhausted today, in spite of the fact that, it's Sunday and I really didn't do much. Well, okay, I'm lying because I did actually do a lot. I got a new dryer yesterday. My dryer finally gave up the ghost. It had been making a noise. Oh, this has no line drawings, but this is super cute, isn't it? It's a shame it's not my size. It had been making a noise that was basically, it sounded like it was like singing or crying, and it was a belt, but I didn't know how to replace it. Cute little Christy Brinkley pattern. Speaking of resort wear, there are the line drawings. And so I broke down and I bought a new dryer. So I had to move the old one out, which was on wheels because it was an apartment dryer and I had to roll it out, but it was heavy. So I did actually do some stuff this weekend, but I'm still exhausted. Really cute unisex pattern, by the way. Wasn't this cute? And it comes with a backpack, but when I when I saw this, all I could think of is there's an absolutely hysterical meme that says, "No generation fought harder against the wind than we did." But I remember, like in the 90s, all the windbreakers and the ski jackets all had these like candy colors, these bright colors. And here we go with a unisex jacket, kind of a Western jacket. The 90s, you know. Almost all these patterns are late 80s, early 90s, but some of them are so cute, like this one. I love it. They're just rocking like the hip hop overalls. I'm surprised that was the one that I thought would sell really quick. So some basic oversized blouse patterns. This, some of them did get wet, by the way. We're now looking at some of the ones that were wet, and I just put up a disclaimer saying they got wet, because even though the envelope, like this one, you can see, look how bad the envelope looks. I'll show you the pattern. The pattern, nothing. See? Pattern's fine. Nothing, even the directions were fine. Nothing. Just the envelope really got it. Again, fits into my theory that it was not a flood. It was a drippy pipe. This pattern, which I was sure I had, and I did have, and I must have sold it because I can't find it now. Oh, I found a bunch of these patterns. Like this one, you can see got a little drip on it. It's cute though, right? It's a two-piece dress with a peplum. I don't know if you consider that a jacket or blouse. I consider it blouse. I don't remember fashion values from Simplicity. I remember their Super Saver line, which I think is comparable to like a Stitch and Save or a See and Sew, but I didn't remember Simplicity having a fashion values. But it's interesting. A couple of them have a mark on them. Might have been the last one that is like a bin number, and I'm wondering if they were sold at Walmart. Okay, look at this woman's face. Why does she look so upset? She looks scared, like she sees something over in the corner while the photographer is taking her picture. Oh yeah, I gotta show you guys this pattern. Okay, how fab is that? Now I do not know who Belle France was, and her name was Jane Schaffhausen. Do not remember this designer, but wow. Look at that. For a prom dress, yeah. And then she had this dress. I think I put this one up as a wounded bird because it just really, there's nothing really wrong. It got wet up here, and then as it dried, it just kind of crunched. So it's a shame, but it happens. And it's so easy. Yes. And it might be this one actually, is already in somebody's cart. But I can see why. This is a super cute dress, you know. And this one again, which I did already have, and I've already sold, and now I have it again. And this cute little two-piece number. And then this dress, another kind of really basic design, sheath-ish dress, not totally a sheath dress, but fairly close. So many patterns. They're like falling over here. All right, let me get all these patterns. Ugh. Okay. Another evening pattern. Really cute though. Another kind of prom dress, cocktail dress type thing. Blouse pattern. Also really cute by Personal Fit. I guess Personal Fit was a line because I did have several of them. Oh, and this. Okay, it's hard to see, but I'll show you the line drawings. This skirt actually comes with like a cummerbund belt that you make, and you can see it on the kind of gray illustration there. And I was like, oh, this is cool. What a cool skirt. I would have loved that back in the day. Actually, I would have loved this one back in the day too. Look at those trousers. And then you can't see it, but there's shorts or there's a skirt. Make sure you guys can see the line drawings. I realize when I change positions, you can't always see the line drawings. And then a lot of overlock patterns. You'll notice a lot of them say overlock. This is, I guess, again, the machines were coming down in price. A lot of people were able to buy the machines. So you started to see more and more patterns that were developed for sergers or overlock machines, or I think maybe it was you, Olivia, that said they're also called baby lock machines, which I never heard of that, and then there's this. Okay. Remember Three's Company. Remember Mrs. Roper. This is Mrs. Roper's dress. I mean, God love her. Remember, she always had like the moo on. As soon as I saw that, I immediately was like, oh, it's Mrs. Roper's dress. We have another of the kind of very, very 90s dresses. It's interesting, in the 90s, we were either very covered up or not very covered up at all. Like, it seems like we swung that pendulum. We were either super covered up or not covered up. Oh, Baby Lock is a brand? Okay, so Baby Lock's a brand of serger machine. Thank you, Olivia. Yeah, here's another one. This was super cute, though. These are all these tops, and they're all, with directions on how to use an overlock machine. I looked at a couple of them, and they actually have directions on how to use an overlock machine and how their patterns are sized differently. Oh, and then there's this. The jumper everybody had. Is cute, though. Several styles. And wait for it, you can make it into a vest. Because it was the 90s. And as I've often said, we loved a vest in the 90s. Just couldn't live without a vest. We have a wardrobe pattern. And another New Directions. I don't remember New Directions as like a pattern, like a line from Simplicity, but I guess they were. This is pretty stunning. Again, we either were very covered up, like this pattern, or we were wearing stuff like this. Like we had no in between, Now, this is obviously a very specific designer-esque type pattern. It will probably sell very well, though. I can see somebody wanting that pattern. Oh, a little bit of Mother of the Bride. I saw this and immediately thought, it's the Mother of the Bride suit. It's cute, though. We have this. Separates pattern. Yeah, I know. What was it with vests in the 90s? But there was I don't know, I had a bunch, everybody had vests in the 90s. I don't know what we really loved a vest, though. There's another overlock pattern. It's for PJs, and it's for PJs and robes and stuff. But look at this chick. She's got heels on. She's going out in this outfit. I love the fact that she was going to I don't know. She's going to be like Hugh Hefner. She's going to wear pajamas out to the bar or something. But yeah, she's got high heels on, Sam. Yeah, there you go. She was wearing that outfit out. You do you, sweetheart. And then this, which is not a Jessica McClintock, but really did look like one, right? And I'm assuming it's a wedding dress based on the designs, but there is a shorter version of it. I think this was called T-length, this, when it comes right to the ankle, or ankle length, but I think was T-length somewhere between mid-calf and mid-ankle, and then there was ankle length, and then here it is long. It's hard to see because it got the damage, but it was an interesting pattern, another bridal pattern. Well, wow, that was really fast. I feel like either I talked too fast or I missed something. I don't know. So like I said, next week, my sister had gone to an estate sale. She picked up a couple of things for me, a couple patterns, and one is a Halloween costume. One's just a unisex robe pattern, which it's oddly familiar. I think I might already have it, but it's like a newer pattern. It's from 2007. It's not too old. She also picked up some markers that are made for fabric, but they kind of looked used, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And then some of those Simplicity, their decals. Remember when Simplicity started doing stuff like notebooks and pens and magnets, and they had old designs on them. She picked me up some stuff that she saw there that she thought was cute and I'd like, and they were like little tiny notebooks, but the front of them looks like a vintage pattern from the 60s. One's from the 60s, one from the 50s, stuff like that. And that was about it. I told you I ordered fabric from Joann's. I did get some of it, but I am going to wait to show it to you next week to show you all the fabric. I ended up going a little crazy at Joann's with the fabric. I got a Christmas fabric because I believe that I'm going to try to redo the picnic skirt that I made ages ago based on the Gertie's pattern, because it was an easy skirt to make somewhat, except that I don't think I actually had 4 yards, which was recommended for it. And I didn't love the way it looked, but we'll see. Maybe if I remake it, I'll like it better. And then I also found another fabric that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I bought the whole bolt, so I got a discount on it. I'll show that to you. I got some basic white fabric. And then I also picked up on Friday, I stopped at Goodwill on a whim and I picked up a little bag of fabric. So I'm going to show that to you too. So you will see all of the fabrics from Joann's. And yeah, that's it. So until next week, this was a very short video, but I have to tell you, I'm quite tired. So it's kind of nice that it was a short video. Until next week, I hope that wherever you are, sorry, I'm going to adjust this so we have a little less glare off of St. Jesse's photo. Until next week, I hope you have a good week. I hope wherever you are that it's cooling down. I'm certainly hoping that it's going to cool down this week. Supposedly it is. I think the warmest day we're going to have is 85 this week, which is a blessing. So until next week, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think of these patterns, like this one. And let me know if you wore any of this. I'm always love to see when people post, oh my gosh, I had that pattern, or I had those overalls. Always cracks me up because we all did. Like Olivia says, we all had all those vests, right? So until next week, please like, subscribe, comment. I hope wherever you are, it's a little bit cooler than it is here and possibly not pouring down rain. And until then, enjoy your week. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.